Welcome at home with Stacy Encourage, where you will find me busy creating clean products, preserving, planning delicious, nutritious meals for my friends and family. Let's make a simple jelly or jam. You can use any fruits of your choice. In this case, I am using blackberries. With 1 cup of sugar, I get to control my sugar and 1 lemon. I'm just going to give that a good stir and let that come up to a boil on medium to low heat, not too much. Once it comes up to a boil and my fruit has softened, I am going to go ahead and just continue to mash my fruits so that way it's nice and smooth. But any texture you like, by all means, it is perfect. Right? Just keep stirring that until you get it to the texture that you want. I wanted mine in between a jelly and a jam. So now that this is all done, let's preheat our oven for 350 degrees. And this is how the texture look. It is perfect. I will be roasting some peanuts for 10 minutes on 350 degrees. These are my ingredients: my flour, my sugar, my baking powder. I also have 2 eggs, salt, it helps balance everything together and bring out the sweetness, some peanut butter, and let's put this together. Mix your flour, your salt, as well as your baking powder and mix that well. I find when you mix this well, it just makes a huge difference. Now that our nuts is toasted, we are going to go ahead and clean this. And now I am creating my wet ingredients by adding my butter to my sugar, and I am going to use my mixer because these things tend to need a lot of mixing. And we are going to mix as much as we can until this is nice and creamy. Add your vanilla and continue to mix. Add eggs one at a time and continue to mix. So we are making like a cake batter. That's what we are starting off with because we want these bars to be nice and they will be dense, but they will have like a nice, creamy, cakey finish. So this is actually the right way I'm supposed to be beating my eggs. Okay, but laziness. So look at how creamy this look. You want to mix this as much as you can, and you cannot over mix this. This is not cake, but you want to mix. Now I'm going to be adding my peanut butter. I like to measure everything with a scale. I find it's easy. Continue mixing your peanut butter until it is well incorporated. I'm just folding my peanut butter, but now I am using my mixer because this need mixing, lots of mixing. So just continue to mix, and now we are adding our flour, our dry ingredients mixture, I should say. Give that a good mix until everything is well incorporated. And bars like these tends to be very, very, very sweet. But by making it yourself, you get to control the amount of sugar that is in this bar. And I would tell you, this freeze well, and my children love it. I mean, look at that. They love it. Set aside 1 cup of dough. We will be using this in a bit for our topping. And take your dough and add it to a 9 by 13 baking tray lined with parchment paper, or baking pan lined with parchment paper. And you want to just add your dough to this pan and press everything until it is nice, flat, and even. You can even use your fingers as well. It works just the same. We will be baking this in the oven, our oven that has been preheating already for 350 degrees. We will be baking this for 15 to 20 minutes. We want this to cook a bit. While that's cooking, let's take our 1 cup of batter that we set aside and the peanuts that we toasted earlier on. Let's chop them nice and fine. And we are going to be incorporating this batter and the peanuts to create a nice, chunky, crunchy topping that is delicious. So once you have chopped this, go ahead and mix the both of them together. It is like a crumble. So it's like a crumble topping with a lot of crunch from the peanuts. Let's assemble everything. It's been 15 to 20 minutes. We can go ahead and add our jam. For this recipe, you need about a cup and a half of jam. I used about a cup of jam, or you can use jelly. So just spread your jam or your jelly all the way on top of that batter that has been cooking in the oven. Make sure you get every crease and every crevice. And now we are taking our topping and we are going to just crumble that on top of this batter. So continue to put this crumble wherever you want it and just play with it, fill in the gaps. You will have spaces left out with the jam or the jelly, and just create your very own masterpiece bar. And now I'm going to add this to the oven for 45 minutes and let this cook. And this is what we will have, a delicious slab of bar. Look at this. Isn't she gorgeous? My children love this. This recipe makes 12, but I cut this really small because I know they were going to terrorize these bars and we were going to have none in a couple days. So I made it small, and the sugar, I didn't want them to have too much sugar. I went ahead and wrapped these in some parchment paper, and these freeze really, really, really well. These have become a lunchbox favorite and they love it. Once my kids love something, you see somebody is trying to kidnap a piece in the corner there. But anyhow, I hope you try this recipe. Thanks for joining me. I hope you are enjoying the content, and I will see you in the kitchen in a bit. Thanks for watching At Home with Stacy and Courage.